Well, hello everybody. This is BugEater64. Welcome aboard. We're getting ready to do another flight today. We're going to be flying the flyJSims Dash Q400 right there, and we're going to be flying from KWJF to KSAN, San Diego.
That's basically
So
it.
this is going to be a SimBuddy, and you're going to also hear my partner and friend Dion.
So if I'm going to San Diego, that means I got to build my flight
With his virtual airline Solice Wings, and it's going to be a SimBuddy flight, and he's also planning another flight for himself. So you'll hear him in the background doing his planning for that, and we'll get on with our flight here. There's my Dash Q400 as it gets ready to go.
Climb to 260.
So we've got logged on to SimBuddy. We're going to get ready to load our passengers here pretty quick.
For 26,000 feet.
So.
All right, fine. How about 230? Or
so let's get them loaded up here.
So SkyVector only gives you. Oh no, it did. It did it. Took a while.
While Dion mumbles to himself in the background. And I'm loading my packs.
Very good.
And you'll also hear my co-pilot from time to time. Not streaming it though.
Welcome aboard. Just recording
welcome aboard. Okay. Let's seatbelt them and give them some music.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got some music, and we got them seatbelted in.
Let's click on this. We're gonna go
and that'll
we're gonna put in here.
Get things started anyway.
KABQ to KSAN.
Get our doors closed and get her all buttoned up here, so we can get ready to get our flight going.
Departure. They're saying something with a B. They're saying this one. And no active runway, and the runway is supposed to be 26.
So battery power getting on here.
This one.
We will get our airplane running.
Huh, this one. Okay.
This is sometimes the longest part of the whole trip, just getting the bird ready to go.
And arrival.
Get some lights turned on so people know what we're doing out here.
I don't know, San Diego.
It's never good if they walk into a propeller.
So we're going to go 27. What we're going to do. And what's our transition?
Get our APU started so we can get some power.
And we're going to go with this one.
APU started it.
Now let's see how many discontinuities do we have. A whole bunch. Cool.
Okay, so we're getting things done.
Okay, no more discontinuities.
Now, in the X-Plane 11 update for the Dash Q400, the FMC is a pop-up. So, I've got it bound to a key so I can bring it up.
So about 19,000
but
feet.
When you're flying, you don't. If you look down at the FMC, all you see is a blank screen. So you've got to do the pop-up. So here we'll get our flight planned. KWJF. It's our present location. So we'll do that for our initial.
Well,
And I'll looks good. All right,
Giving
so
me problems with 20 or
here we go. KWJF.
21,000 feet, so we'll go with that.
And our destination is going to be San Diego, which is KSAN.
So now I got to finish the flight here. Finish creating the flight. So we're saying it. They're saying 2 hours.
So KSAN.
So we're going to put 3 hours of fuel in.
Check our route menu. I'm not sure if I've got. I think I have a brief land one, but let's double check.
Is 2216. Okay, 2216 it is.
Yeah, and there is KSAN. All right, so that's good to go.
Less than 3 hours. Okay, somebody's got my flight.
Check our VNAVs. We are not going to be going 290 knots.
Okay.
So plug that in. 10,000 feet. That's okay. That's all good. And our cruising. Yeah. All right, that's going to be good. Alright, so far it's looking pretty good. Yeah.
Catch you next time, is what he says. Alright, so start the engines and let's go.
And departing is going to be,
Yeah, we have our
I think
reversers
it's
working, yes, they
runway
Alright.
06.
Start mine.
And so we'll just execute that. That'll be fine.
And mine is not starting. No, why is mine not starting? What did I do wrong?
Let's see. I'm not sure. We'll guess on 27. Although, when did I land last time I was there? Let's see. Okay. ILS 09. Okay, yeah. All right, so let's check, see if we've got any discontinuities. Doesn't look like it. So far, so good. There we go. There's one. All right, we'll cure that. All right. And
Oh, if I'm trying out loud, it's not going to want to start for me this time. Started last time. No problems.
Okay, so we're looking pretty good. Execute.
Okay, fine. Then we'll switch airplanes. If you're not going to cooperate with me, then I'll go to the...
All right, so flight plan is done. And you can see the FMC down there is just a blank screen. And that was something they did for the update.
And I'll go to the...
I have kind of mixed feelings about it. I'd rather be able to look down and see my FMC operational.
Challenger 300.
Maybe in the future. We'll see. I still like flying this airplane. Of course, lately my landings haven't been worth a diddly, but by golly, we'll give it a old college try.
No, that's not the one.
Okay. So we've got it set up so it looks for the FMC. FMS 1. Okay, hydraulics and everything are looking okay. Alrighty, so let's see if we can.
That's interesting. I don't see my Challenger again, so I'll go back to all airplanes. I'll find it that way.
And we'll get ready to start the engines here. Okay, we're about ready to start engines here.
Alrighty.
Okay, co-pilot, let's get her done. Let's check our controls. See if our throttles and so on are working.
There's Challenger 300. If I look hard enough, I'd find it.
All right. Okay.
Let's see about getting
the right engine started.
And then reload. So I don't have any drama.
Let's see, introduce some fuel. See if we can get that bad girl to light up. Come on, little lady. I have to give it some more fuel. Sometimes she can get pretty temperamental. Try it a second time. We'll introduce a little more fuel. I think that'll take care of the problem.
Eclipse Aerospace? I don't know if that's a coincidence or the Eclipse jet is made in Albuquerque. I don't think so, because the Eclipse jet's been bought out by another company.
And there she goes.
We're no longer the Eclipse Corporation.
So we got a good start on engine number 2. Okay, good engine start on 1. Yes, co-pilot, thank you.
I heard good engines, and that's all I heard.
Yeah, I got a good engine start on number 1.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Very good.
So let's get ready and start engine number 1. Our left engine. Okay, all set. Fuel's introduced. And it looks like we're going to have a good engine start. Alright.
Okay, Challenger is loaded.
So we've got both engines running.
Tell it to do a fast start.
Passengers are seat belted in. They've got their music. Flight plan is set.
While it's doing that, I will go ahead and re-put in my plan again.
Taxi lights. Get some other lights on here so we a little more visible in the air. Turn on the generators, make sure they're on, air circulation. We'll turn the APU off since we no longer need it. Cabin pressure and so on. Set that to auto. Sure, looks just about like we got just about everything we need for government work. Yeah, it's a relatively short flight because all we got to do is go over the mountain and back down. We're in the general Lancaster area, Central California, and we're heading down to San Diego. So it's going to be a little bit, about an hour. So we set our takeoff trim settings. And we're flight director set for FMS1. So we're looking pretty good. I think we're just about ready to start our taxi. So in order to do that, we're going to run our mixture up a little bit. That unlocks our throttle so we can actually advance them forward. And we can start adding a little power and start to taxi out to the end of the runway. So it actually hasn't been too bad. It's just about 20 minutes. We've got the airplane set up and moving, so that's too bad. Not bad at all. There's been some other planes I've dealt with. It's taken me almost 40 minutes. But I do have to be careful. Where other aircraft, I actually have a reverse thrust binder. With this flyJSims airplane, it's actually built into the throttle control. So if I pull my throttles all the way back, it goes into reverse throttle. So whenever I fly this burn, I have to keep that in mind, because I have been known to accidentally do that in midair, and this airplane will slow down real fast, so you must be careful. And we've got a pretty long taxi here. So I won't make you sit through the whole thing. We'll kind of trim it. There we go. Set it for local time. 11:22 in the morning.
Maybe can't clear a flight plan on this damn thing.
I noticed that on any of the FMSs you can't. I don't,
You can't.
but there's supposed to be a way to do it.
The only one you can is the damn, the Aerobus one. The Epic, not Epic, but the Eclipse 550, and the that one you can clear. Start over. It's just nuts. Oh, this is not how it is.
Okay, yes, well, we're moving along nicely.
I understand that, but you know what? We're in a simulation world. Throw us a few bones here. And then maybe the real world will take notice, like, hey, maybe we need to change our software up to make it more user-friendly. Oh, no, we can't do that. That's not allowed. My ass. You know who you're talking to?
And as you can tell, Dion's a little bit upset. He made a mistake on his FMS, and now he's got to go through and correct it. Well, it's all part of it. All right, stuff happens. So here we go. KWJF, which is General William Airfield, is a great little airfield in that it's got over 7,000 foot runway, but it's actually a general aviation. So, like the taxiway, as you can tell, they're relatively slender. So, but you can actually, I've flown the DC-6 in and out of this with no issues, and you know, bigger jets can land on it. Not a bad little airport at all. Central California.
Where's Afterburners?
And from what I've been told, it has an excellent little restaurant. So, I've never had the pleasure of trying it myself, but Dion has. And he won't share. So, wrong kind of aircraft.
Yeah.
So, we're getting down here to the end of the runway where we
Trying
can
to climb
get
to
on our
30,000
way.
feet. And altitude. Okay, that takes care of that.
Dash Q400, we're going to fly at about 10 grand today.
And that's expected.
As we edge our way down to the end of runway 6.
I am in the air. Everything is on. 180 knots climb. I got us in at 30,000 feet, and that's fine. Let's just do 30,000 feet. We'll see how 30,000 feet does for us. Nobody's worried. Nobody's scared. Music's on. We're in the air. Up, up, up.
Remember to turn the music off at takeoff?
No. I'll just turn it
Okay,
off.
we're getting
Turn it
there.
off and on when I get to.
Checking the hydraulics all look good.
Well, when I land. When I
Throttles,
land, I
everything's
just turn
looking
on and off again,
fine.
and I'm done. In other words, I cheat.
Yeah, that's right. Good work.
Yeah. I game the system just a little bit. Everything is on. Everything's looking good. Go back on the throttles to climb.
All right. Just double check everything. All levels look good.
Gotta turn on the bank limiter. And flaps are up
And
now.
as you can tell, this Q400's got a pretty tall tail.
A little bit more action.
So we're going to take a little bit of a wide turn here so we can line up a little easier.
Still climbing.
And typical high desert of Central California.
Climbing at 3,000 feet per minute.
During certain times of the year, it gets downright cold out there in that high desert. Yeah, I spent a number of years during my military career stationed out here in Central California at a couple different Air Force bases. One at Castle Air Force Base and another term at Edwards Air Force Base. During the time we were testing things like the Space Shuttle and the original B-1A bomber. So, interesting stuff back then. Alrighty, so we'll come out here onto runway 6 and get ready to go.
Says I hope you'll be landing soon, and I'm still taking off. I'm still trying to climb, and I increased my indicated airspeed up to 200 knot climb, and then I got worried.
Yeah. Dion's extremely good in SimBuddy scaring and
Whatever.
Passengers.
I can tell you just don't know how to talk to these passengers.
I guess.
That's what it is. I think it's in your demeanor when you're coming on board.
Yeah. Gotta be.
And kissing that rabbit's foot every time.
Approaching 06.
Does not instill a lot of confidence.
I guess not. Bastards. Just do as I say, everything's fine.
Alright. Yeah, well, you know, typical airline, 32 minutes into it. We haven't taken off yet. But we're keeping the passengers happy. They've got their music. So we'll put our prop RPMs and mixture up to 100% and full rich. Ease our way out here to the runway and get ready to take off.
Well, we're getting there.
On runway 06.
Very good. So, all right. So to double check flaps and takeoff position, mixture to full rich, propeller RPM 100%. Checklist is complete. Start giving her some power. Brakes released. And airspeed is alive. Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. And flaps up. we'll start a slow turn to our right to get on heading. And the visuals are done by Ortho 4XP. Which so we wave goodbye to KWJF and prepare to climb out of the Central Valley where Lancaster is located in Southern California. We'll be going over the mountains there. And we'll turn on our autopilot.
Okay,
See
I'm
if it
doing
behaves
Mach
itself.
8.1. Almost 8.2.
But so far we're looking good.
Doing a ground speed of 444 knots.
Bring back the throttles, get her set up for... We're still climbing, but we're going to get... pull back the RPMs and mixture.
Just realized you turn off the APU, don't need that anymore. Save some fuel.
Climbing at about 500 feet a minute.
That's interesting. On the
Actually,
Challenger,
just over 700 feet a minute.
once you bring it up with your, let you bind a key to bring up the FMS.
It's looking good.
After you do
So
that,
we can get up
then
over the
from now
mountain.
on, now I can just click on it on the hitbox on the window of the thing, and it pops up automatically now, without having to. But you have to do the initial first time, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
I did not know that. I just discovered that.
I didn't know it either.
Well, I'm 500 miles away from San Diego, I guess.
Yeah, both Dion and I are both going to San Diego. Unfortunately, his flight is much longer, but he is going much faster too, because he's flying a jet. And I'm flying a twin turboprop.
So I guess you have to bind it the first time. What if you can do that with your with your Q400?
Nope, doesn't work.
No. Well, we're cooking with gas now. We're warp speed now.
These orthos, every time I see them, they just amaze me.
Mm-hmm. Well, hello there, young lady. You pretend like you're sleeping? You busy? Busy girl. She came here and visited for me for 2 seconds.
Yeah, all right. So everything's looking good.
Well, I'm high right now, so it's not too much. What are you doing?
Yeah, it looks like we've got some scattered clouds to deal with, but other than that, it's not bad. Got a nice sunny day for Southern California.
Yeah, I'm so high up now at 30,000 feet. It's just kind of like, ground's the ground. That's why I like low and slow. I mean, low and fast is fine, but just low.
So we'll finish our climb here, and not gonna make you sit through the whole flight, as it just isn't a lot to see out here in the desert. So we'll come back to you in just a minute. And here we are in the clouds. We've started our descent.
Just piddling.
Heading for runway 27.
Resting. Resting is good. So you're gonna work on the house? You're not even in. Go away.
Originally we were going to land on 09, but I did a check
No,
of
go away.
ATIS, and
Okay.
ATIS said that the takeoff and arrival runway was 27. So I've gone ahead and I've changed
Right.
my flight plan, and so we're going to see how everything goes.
Yeah. They make you feel like you're really trying. You're a team player.
And if that doesn't work, then I'll just do it manually and hope for the best. Keep your fingers crossed.
Right. Oh, it's all on you. I'm just going to throw you under the bus. She'll throw you under the bus like a heartbeat. She's your buddy now.
All right. Yeah.
It's already happened. 12th of October.
Okay, so we broke out of the clouds, and we'll start checking things out here. Because it wasn't following the flight plan.
Right.
And as we were losing altitude, there was a big mountain right in front of us. But apparently, and I'll double check the track, but I think we just flew around it. You know, like they say, if you can't be good, be lucky. And I think we got really lucky. So, check out that in a little bit and see what we can see what was what.
Up to you, Arizona.
Because this flight could have ended abruptly and ugly.
Give him an
Doesn't
uppercut.
look like I'm going to run into a mountain, so everything's good. I just broke out under the clouds.
So, we've got the flight back on flight plan, so let's see how things go.
2500.
Yeah, I'm still 138 miles away and 17 miles before top ascent.
Yeah, so when I made the change to go from runway 09 to 27, the FMS did not like it.
2500.
And it stopped. It didn't take my inputs right away. So and we were in clouds coming through, and I was busily watching to see what was going on. But I'd have hit it. I'd probably seen the mountain just as I hit it. Would have the way it would have gone. But It didn't. We got lucky. And we just won't tell the passengers. They got their music. They're happy. But we are back on flight plan and things are looking okay.
I see the Salton Sea.
Yeah, I think we turn off the taxi lights.
5,000 feet.
So, right now everything is stable and happy.
And then, okay. Then I'm supposed to be at, so I need to take it all the way down.
Yeah, we're looking okay. And the runway is pretty much straight ahead. Underneath that cloud.
The
Well,
VNAV
just
doesn't work very well. It's you got to initiate it and then
maybe.
it starts to descend, but it doesn't you have to initialize it every time
Oh, yeah.
with the Challenger. So he doesn't have the vertical nav set correctly. But
So,
it's, basically you use it as a guide in this case, instead of it actually really doing its job, which is controlling your descent.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the VNAV works in this, so I haven't even played with it. I've been doing all the altitudes manually.
okay.
Yeah, it's controlling. Like right now, I'm doing a descent of 1,812 feet per minute. But once I land, I'm good to go. Well, anyway, Lori's home, so I'm gonna take my leave of you. So you have yourself a rest of the evening or day. Evening for you.
Dude,
Still after. See you later.
So we're going to get ready to
Bye.
start our descent into the runway. And there it is. So, autopilot off, aircraft is mine. And remember when I told you about hitting reverse? I just did it. Yeah. Okay. So. Here we go.
2,500.
And I am way too high. But what I'm going to do is we're going to make a big circle, losing altitude, and slowing her down some. And then we'll land. It's not playing by the rules. It's not the way it's supposed to be done. But I'm not using ATC. Because I'm not part of Pilot Edge and I'm not part of that sim, so if the ATC in any of the flight sims, and P3D is about the only one I haven't tried flying, but FSX, you know, Flight Sim World, any of those, if they were voice activated and were intuitive, then I'd probably use them. But I have used ATC in the flight sims and don't really care for the way they work. So, with that being said, I do most of my flights without ATC. Because I make enough mistakes even without it. Okay, so let's straighten up. Got our altitude down. So now we can head for the runway. Gears down. 3 green locked. So that's looking good.
Flaps. Flaps. Flaps.
Yeah,
Flaps.
yeah. Okay. You got your agenda. I have mine. Yeah, we've got a bit of a crosswind, but let's see if we can keep it lined up. It's not looking too bad right now. Yeah, sync rate. I know. It's floating a bit. Alright, and touchdown. Reversers. Apply a little brake. Okay. Pull off the active here and go find a place to park. Flaps up. And welcome to San Diego. Don't need the spoilers anymore. Set it up for taxi. And turn off the landing lights. Got our taxi lights running. And I'll just move down here a little bit and pull up to a gate. And the airport is done by Mr. X, who does an incredible job on these airports. And looks like the marshal's waiting for us, so we'll just pull right down in here. Okay, so brakes on, and shut down the engines. And we can go ahead and unload the passengers. Turn off the music, undo their seatbelts. Excuse me. Open the doors. And get our passengers out. And goodbye to you all. Hope you enjoyed the flight. So with that, let me show you our track. Like I said, if you can't be good, be lucky. You see that red line? See how we went around the mountain? That's all luck. By all means, I should have run into that thing. But here's another look at the landing. I just think the Dash Q400 is a good looking airplane. I like it. And touchdown. So we go ahead, pull up to the gate, and say goodbye to our passengers so they can start their day in San Diego, wherever they're headed. SeaWorld, San Diego Zoo, the beach, home. That would be boring. There we are. See, all those are things on the ground showing where different types of airplanes are supposed to park their front wheel. We're not listed, so I just pick one. Since we're not using the Skyway anyway. So, engine shut down. So, as we say goodbye to our passengers, I certainly want to thank everybody. Hope you enjoyed the flight. Hope you had some fun. So thanks for watching. And as always, safe flying.